There was such a chemistry between RDA and Amanda. How was it directing them together?
What's funny is it it was to my recollection. I'm not sure uh, how much of this is real and how much of it I sort of in my head recreated and made up. But uh, Rick and Amanda and I were playing with it more than anything else. We were fooling around with it. It wasn't originally part of who they were. They weren't originally, that wasn't the characters. They weren't. There was no crossover with that, romantically with that. And I remember um, the scene where it wasn't Nirti. It was Nirti. We were. They woke up on the beds in.
Is this Out of Mind, end of season 2?
I think it's Out of Mind. Yeah, where they're lying on the beds and
Yes.
yeah.
They're
Okay.
frozen.
Is it Nirti? Was it
No, it was Hathor.
Hathor? Right.
Get your gold straight, buddy.
Story. You're right. They're on the beds, and Amanda got up, and Rick did this thing that Rick does, not O'Neill does, and he's looking at her naked back. And I said, "Oh, we got to use that." He goes, "I'm not doing that on camera." And I said, "Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. We got to do it. It's so much fun." And he goes, "Seriously?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, let's do one without. We'll do one with."
Yeah,
one
for
without.
safety. Yeah.
And I said, "Sure." And and we did it. And then as we were in the hallway and they're escaping, he has this other one where I put them really close together, and he goes, "She's like right up my back." And I said, "Yeah, just because we're behind a column, you have to be right." And he turns around and they're too close. And I said, "Keep it. Let's try it." And he goes, "You're really pushing this, aren't you?" I said, "It's fun. Come on, let's
There's
just
a
try it."
sexual tension between these two characters, just as
Yeah,
there are with people in real life.
yeah.
You know?
And it was more that we were playing around with it. The three of us were just playing around with something there. And I think that Coop and Brad sort of saw that, and the other writers sort of saw that starting to play out and were enjoying it, and so started to fill it in a little bit. And it was, um, uh, and then they were both conscious of. I mean, Rick was all for it, but I think Amanda was a little bit more conscious of the actual rules and what she had to do. But
Like
as we
military rules. Yeah.
as we progressed over the years, it started to get easier and easier for that. Um, but it wasn't an immediate thing. It wasn't sort of season one kind of thing. It was that
Mm.
the chain of command was there and very obvious, and it wasn't the characters so much. Um, uh, but I think that, and that's again to my recollection, it was more that we started playing around with it, and it started to be something that was actually that everybody was noticing and was having fun with.
Well, you had the ship episodes for sure. If there were any relationshiping episodes, you got Solitudes,
Yeah,
you've got Divide and Conquer. I mean, that's the big one where he admits that he has feelings. You
yeah.
know, it drives the plot.
The
So,
Saran wrap force field.
right, exactly. And that was used for years and years throughout the show. There's a
Yeah,
picture I have of behind the scenes shot of Jason Momoa with saran wrap across his face. And
yeah,
whatever it takes to get those shots, man. Sometimes you just have to be innovative if you
yeah.
want something to be achieved in camera practically.
It's true.
Easy Sparky, is there a shortage of drone support, drone companies, pilots? Would this be a good time to get into doing this, or are there enough doing it now already?
Um, there's no shortage of them. There's a shortage of the ones that do it really well because I think a lot of people have jumped into it because it is so easy to get into. Um, the hard part is being able to get drones that we can use. It's one thing to have a DJI Pro that will do 4K, but there's another thing to be able to have a drone that's big enough to be able to put a 6K camera on.
They're heavy.
It's not so much anymore with things like the Komodo and stuff like that, but still you have to have an octocopter and things that can raise it. The Inspire 2 is probably the bare minimum of sort of what you're able to do. with an X7 on it, and you can't really go into it with even using these racing drones that we're using right now, which is so lightweight. The quality that you're getting out of them is not up to the 4K. The resolution is there, but the codec isn't there to be able to use with some of the stuff that we're doing. So it's one thing to be able to fly them. It's another thing to finish the ground school, get your licensing, and be able to get permits and stuff like that. There's always 3 people there. There's a pilot, there's a camera operator, and there's a spotter.
Yeah, to watch it with the naked eye. Yeah, keep eye contact.
Not a one-man show. I've done. I did the paperwork so I could fly drones because I was being told, no, you can't afford it. You can't afford it. So I bought a drone myself and flew it for a couple of movies. But it does. There's a lot of safety concerns and things that have to go with it. So you have to be well up on that. So yeah, if you're keen on being a camera operator and things like this, the camera operators have to be part of the union that are operating the cameras. So it's not as easy as just buying a drone and throwing it up in the air and being able to shoot pictures with it. And again, we're getting closer and closer to the actors with these drones and shooting scenes with them.
It can get dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
John 42, what happened to the wrench that you and Dan Shea as Siler?
Somebody swiped it. We went to find it one day and it was gone. And so that's when it stopped being used, was the day it was stolen. So yeah, we for years and years and years, we sort of I kept it in my office, or Dan had a hold of it after he'd used it. And it was always something that we did. That was a joke prop that a friend of mine had given me about something else.
It wasn't a real wrench.
It was a real wrench.
I thought it was real. Yeah, okay.
But he gave it to me as a joke. And I brought it in one day and said, we're using this. Because of the big lugs that are on the...
it's Stargate size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez. I was under the impression that someone said, no more. Stop using it. And so that's not true.
No.
Wow.
Well, it was. It got stolen, and it was like, oh, okay, well, too bad.
Thank you for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving us a thumbs up with that like button. It will encourage the algorithm to show this to other Stargate fans. Also, please consider sending this to a fellow Stargate friend. I also want to invite you to subscribe to future episodes right here on YouTube. We are a live show, so changes are likely to happen all the time. And if you plan on joining us live, you'll want to be the first to know. Be sure to visit dialthegate.com for the complete guest schedule so you'll know when to join us and ask your very own questions to our guests. See you on the other side.